Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to In the Hot Seat with the Usual Suspects. And this week, the guests are all of us. The suspects are here to ask each other questions, generally bullshit and pick on each other, and to take questions from the chat. Because there's nothing we like more than to bust each other's balls, so you're probably going to hear a good amount of that tonight. And I'm sure Jimmy brought some extra cocoa radiance with him in case the ball busting gets too tough.
It's right over here to my right. Cocoa Radiance is ready.
Oh, yeah.
First, we'll say a little hello to Chop a Drop, who's always here. Thank you, Chop. We appreciate you, sir. Digger Jim just popped in.
What's going on, Digger?
We'll get this rolling. But, gents, thanks for coming on. We'll be joined later by Nick's Kix and Comix and also Kenny Caps.
Yep.
But how's the week been treating you, gents?
So far, good for me. Yeah, no, exactly. Is it? Jeez. Needs to be.
Cooling down here. It's been way too hot here, so.
No, today it was beautiful.
90s, 100.
Oh,
yeah,
back
really?
And forth.
Wow.
Yeah, now today here, it was like, it's rained here for a week, right? Like it's just rained nonstop because of the hurricane down in New Orleans. So that weather come up here, and so it's rained. And yesterday, I had to drive to Cincinnati for a meeting, and so I was about halfway. It finally stopped raining. And it was just beautiful. I mean, like a beautiful evening. Went to the baseball game. It was perfect out for the game. And then on the ride home today, I just rolled the windows down, cranked the music up, and just cruised home. And it was a beautiful day.
Yeah, it's 70 here right now, and it was nice all day. We had guys out cutting tree in the front yard. Down. Yeah, it was great. So it was nice to be outside all day.
Nice. Now, I do want to ask Jimmy a question. So obviously, you and I were both on Whack Comics in the last couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Both had really fun episodes. I had a blast on mine. I could tell you had a blast on yours. Did you talk to them beforehand about the segments you were doing, or did you just go in and just to totally surprise them? Because you killed it on that show that night, buddy. You were great.
I like the whole like I mentioned the lotion thing, like doing the whole excuse me. Like stepping away from the camera.
Right.
I was like, is that lame? But once I got on there, because the beautiful thing about Whack Comics is you can just get into it and be yourself and act crazy. Because I don't do stuff like that on my channel. My channel's pretty straight, but you get on Whack. Yeah. So I just got into it, right? Like I just decided I'm going full bore. And then the whole Cocoa Radiant thing just happened. Like that wasn't planned. I knew what the Whack Hack was going to be, and they messaged me and said, "This is what we're going to do for the Whack Hack," and so I thought up 1,000 different ideas for that. But no, that was like I had a ball, and then the reason like Gary B was busting my chops hardcore in the chat, like I mean just busting my chops, and that's why he ended up being the guy that could take Hulk's penis. So.
I was doing my damnedest to try to get Jimmy to crack up while he was doing his bits. And it's funny you said that too, Jimmy, because after I was on, you always have the after conversation. Yeah. And I was telling Lee and Tyler, the best thing about coming on this show is whoever's coming on here, you can be off brand. You can just come on, relax, and be as wild as you want to be, because you don't have to be the persona you have on your own channel. On your own channel, yeah.
Yeah, no, it was a hoot, man. Like, and your stuff was great too. I loved it because you were making fun of me, and and somebody asked me, "Does that make you mad?" I'm like, not at all. Like, I mean, like that is
people to your channel too.
Yeah, and it was like I thought it was great. Like, I mean, I don't know, but Lee and Tyler have something really special there when it comes to just. You can go on there and act a fool, and it is perfect, and that's what Tyler says. Like, dude, I'm glad you just embraced it and went, and so, it's a blast.
But dude, people that would ask you that, or they just don't understand how we get along.
Oh, no, that's like a Saturday conversation.
Right. When you busted on me with the Hulk thing, I can't even tell you how hard I was laughing. Like, and then I even commented after, I'm greedy with my Hulk penis. People just don't get like I cannot imagine living in a world that sensitive where every time a buddy picks on you, you're completely offended. I am so not the PC culture guy. I think the world has gotten way too sensitive about everything, and it even kills it even just limits and kills creative freedom. Like you even see, they're even taking off episodes like that are streaming. Like now, certain episodes of certain shows, like they just took one of The Office off, and they took other shows from other series off because that episode's not PC anymore.
They're erasing our history is what they're doing. But that's a different topic for a different show.
Yeah, that's for the Just Add Bourbon podcast.
Yeah.
Fable, who will be a guest on this show, this very show on the 16th.
Fable. Going
Station
on.
Fable.
Station.
Sith Lordly, how you doing, bro?
What's going on?
Digger Jim, how are you, sir? Chop, awesome to see you. One Shot Comics, how you doing, buddy? Nice to have you here. But yeah, it's been a blast. So, Jason, you and the missus off on new adventures. Looks like you had a great time on that Jeep adventure. That looked like a lot of fun. That off-road.
It was fun. It was Jesse wishes it was a Jeep adventure. It was actually a Range Rover, Land Rover.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
vehicle adventure.
it was a lot of fun. We've been doing a lot more outdoor stuff. We've been getting out of the house. I actually just took a trip to Utah, not by choice really, but one of our kids got stranded on a trip out there, so he lost his wallet. Our son. So only thing I could think of to do is get in the car and drive, 14, 15 hours and just go pick him up. And
right.
Yeah.
So that was and by the way, Utah and Idaho, there's nothing on that drive between there and
just
there.
Boring, huh?
Yeah.
Nothing.
No, Chip used to be a man of nature. It was it's a little known fact that Chip is just a shaved Bigfoot.
Yes, exactly. Yep, no doubt about it. My wife would not disagree with you at all.
He had a taste of civilized coffee one day, and he knew if he wanted more, he had to shave down and act civilized to get more coffee.
Yes, exactly. No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Although that drive got me thinking, that was an actual easy 1,800-mile trip in a day. I left at 7:30 at night. When I got the call at like 6:30, but I left at 7:30 and I got back about 8:30 the following day. So it was like a 24-hour trip, and I'm thinking I could drive even further than that and start going and visiting people. I mean, it really wasn't that bad. Kentucky's just a hop, skip, and a jump across the United States.
Yeah, there you go.
That's right. I'd love for you. Well, like today, and it was the first time since I've been doing this YouTube thing. You meet everybody through YouTube, right? Like you talk to them like we're talking right now. And today I got to break bread with Alan May because I was in Cincinnati, and that's where Alan lives now. And he and I talk back and forth all the time. He's like, hey, if you come up this way, make sure we hook up. So we got together and had breakfast. And I can't tell you how cool it was to actually sit across from a table from Alan and chat with that cat. And because he is just like he is on his channel. I mean, like he is, that is Alan 100% on his channel. That's who he is. But we ended up sitting for, I guess a couple of hours there. We ate at this place it's a restaurant. It's in between Paul Brown Stadium and Great American Ballpark. There's a street that goes in between both of them. You can go from Great American straight down the street to the football field. And so we sat out there, beautiful morning, had breakfast, and it just got me excited for like C2E2, to get to meet everybody when we all crash at Chip's house and tear it apart. And then, the wife and I and the family have plans of going out on the West Coast next year for vacation. We're going to drive the Pacific Coast Highway. And then Slot's going to come meet us probably in Seattle. Like, I cannot wait. Like, getting to do that today with Alan was it was just super cool, I mean, I don't know. And, like, I can't wait to meet all of you in person at some point.
Yeah, it's funny actually. A couple weeks ago, I ended up taking a weekend. We were supposed to go down to Michigan for a family reunion. That got sidetracked because my mother-in-law decided, "I'm not going. I'm done. I'm not going." So we said, "Well, we're not going because we don't know anybody in the family on that side of family." So we decided we would head to Grand Rapids. We ended up in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Went to a comic convention there. I met up with the Burrito Boys, so Cole and I forgot the name, Todd and all of them. I met with those guys and actually hung out with them, went to their local comic shop. It was really a cool time. And it got me really jazzed and ready to go for C2E2. I was like, oh, I can't wait. This is going to be awesome when that happens. So, yeah, lots of fun.
Some of us will be working.
Yeah, well,
Well, Slot and I decided we were going to go kidnap Gary B and bring him.
No.
But it made me want to I want to come to New York and see Gary. I want to go to Oregon and see Slot. I want to come to Illinois and see Chip. It was really cool. Somebody that you see on screen that you watch to actually get to talk to them in person, actually be there. I don't know. It was a lot of fun. It gave me a different kind of appreciation for what it is that we do here. So it was, it was cool.
I mean, it's funny, the other day, just last week, this past week, Friday, I ended up going to my local comic shop. I met up with Mrs. So, who you may know from the chat room. Ended up meeting her, and her and I went to the same comic shop, hung out. My wife came, all sat and chatted, and got to check out some other things that Pocan Joe had made for her, and it was really neat. So, yeah, it's good times. So, it's nice how the community kind of comes together and can socialize outside of this little box. Yeah, me too.
Yeah, no, I do too.
This group of 4 people, we're spread out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, we couldn't be more further apart.
From one end to the other, and I'm in the middle.
Farther apart.
Yeah.
And it's weird because on Saturday, I'm going live with my buddy Thorson.
Yeah.
And, he's in Austria.
Yeah.
So it's 10 o'clock Eastern on my channel. I mean, it's 10 o'clock Eastern for me. For him, it's 4 at night.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah.
But even when like Jimmy, when you and I are on Whack Comics, I mean, for Lee, it's the morning for him.
It's the morning, yeah.
Like he just woke up, and the rest of us are like, what's wrong? You're half asleep, man.
Do you all agree that Lee has maybe the greatest comedic timing? The way that he operates that show.
Too.
Yeah.
And the way that he runs that show, the way he drops things in, it is brilliant. I don't know, and they're such funny guys. I mean, I don't know, but yeah, Whack Comics is. If you're watching this, you're not subbed to them. You need to go check those dudes out. They're insane.
They are. They're two evil geniuses. That's
yes,
for sure.
They are. That's a good way to put it too.
Yeah, one of my guys I work with is big into comics, him and I, and so I was telling about Tyler, and I was telling him about Whack Comics. So I'm like, all right. He's like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? The name sounds familiar, but I don't know what it is. I'm like, all right, I'm going to send you a link. So Instagram, I get on there. I'm like, so let me send him Daddy's Toy Chest. So I send him Daddy's Toy Chest, and then of course I send him the one where, Miss Fantastic and all these other people are on it, and I'm just like, he's gonna. After that, he's like sending me messages, dude, you just traumatized me. What the hell?
Yeah. The theme songs are so fun on there, too.
Oh, they are.
Yeah. These toys. Just the way they sing is hilarious.
Yeah.
And Mrs. Fantastic with Takeable Penis is hilarious.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And then on the one I did, the Samurai Ken.
Oh, yeah.
Everything he's doing.
Yeah.
Watch your comics,
that's hilarious.
not your thang.
Not your thang.
Slot, what have you been doing, man? I talk to you from time to time, but tell everybody what you've been into.
Really, dude? I mean, work, and I've been getting back into video games a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
I've been playing Zelda. I've been playing the new Skyward Sword. I've been playing a lot of Steam games on my computer. I want to get back into YouTube, but here's my problem. I have that personality. If I start feeling too behind in something, I don't really want to jump back into it because I feel like I'm too far behind the curve. You know what I mean? I was kind of that way on my online gaming when I played my World of Warcraft and stuff. If I got behind everybody else, I wasn't in a hurry to jump back in because I knew that I'm way too far behind. I need a lot of catching up. I got to watch all these videos, so I just haven't been. I don't know. I've been putting it off. I want to, but
dude,
I don't know what to do.
You got to make your own path, man. Make your own path. I mean, you're doing these Legos, from what I understand.
No one wants to watch me put together Legos.
I would.
Are you kidding? I would.
I would.
Are you crazy?
Legos.
Hell yeah. Dude, I sat there the other day and watched a video on a guy putting together a freaking Bandai model for a Star Wars figure. And the guy the whole time is like just going scratch, 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 dust, filing it down and putting it together and just kind of interjecting every once in a while what's going on. And it was like ASMR, but while I'm learning and watching this thing, I'm just like mesmerized by it. But it was awesome. He'd speed it up and then he'd come back in and do a little more filing. It was awesome. So, yeah.
You know what you got to do though, Jason? Is if you're going to do a Lego channel now, you got to totally go Bob Ross with it. You got to have the Bob Ross fro.
Yeah.
You got to do Happy Little Legos. And you got to talk
Happy Little Legos. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Nick has
I'm already just like Will Ferrell from the Lego movie. When the kids come in here, I'm like, don't touch my Legos. I got them set up in the right, they're standing up in their right spots. They're facing the right characters. They're in the right poses. Don't touch them.
You like how we're already like, okay, when you do your Lego channel, we've
already decided you're doing a Lego channel and you're set.
Yeah.
Lego and porn. Those are the two channels you're allowed to do. I mean,
that's what one Chip's gonna watch.
I'm all about the Legos.
Jesse and I have been spending a lot of time at the coast, up in Lincoln City at the beach. We met this lady she's ran this. It's like it's a souvenir shop for like 20 years. And her brother that helped her, he passed away. So he wasn't able to help her. So you could tell that her store was getting, really far behind. So Jesse and I have been going up there and volunteering and helping her stock her store. And that's been fun because I love going into those kind of stores and to see how those kind of stores work and the behind the scenes and being able to go put all the little knickknacks out. That's been fun. So we've been doing a lot of stuff. We've been keeping busy. I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos as well. I just don't leave as many. I don't leave any comments, honestly. I watch videos and move on to the next one. I've been watching a guy. I don't know if you've ever seen him, Jimmy, Kentucky Ballistics.
Oh yeah, I know who that is.
Yeah, I've been watching that dude a lot, and I'm like, I wonder how close he is to Jimmy.
I don't know how close he is. Where do you know where he's from? It's not coming to me right now. Does it say?
No, I don't know if he says anything, but yeah, he does a lot of like gun videos,
gun stuff. Yeah. Hell, he could be right down the road. Who knows? It's
your neighbor.
Yeah, that's the thing about Eastern Kentucky and even small towns. Everybody knows each other, but then you don't know anybody. Because like what we were talking about COVID, social distancing for us was really easy because we're pretty much social distance, by the landscape. It's Kentucky's part. Yes, Taylor, he probably is related to me. But people live up in these hollers and these hills and these different, everybody that no one. It's funny how it is.
Yeah. Small towns are like that for sure. Because I grew up in a town of like 7,000, and the town Jesse's from is like 15,000. So 15,000 is not very much, but I feel like I know pretty much everybody in this town because we run a daycare. But then I never run into those people when I'm out and about. It's all people I've never seen. So
close call with a 50 cal a while back.
Yeah, he almost died
in the chamber.
Yes,
wow,
they blew up on him. He's got a big scar on his face from it.
Ooh.
Oh wow. Thanks.
See, I'm from a small town too. It's Plattsburgh, New York, and I've lived in Rochester now longer than I've lived in Plattsburgh. So I'm more of a Rochesterian now than I ever was Plattsburgh, even though it's where I grew up. But I'll go back there now, and people say, "Oh, hey, Gary," and I'll be like, "I don't remember you. I don't know who you are. It's awesome you know me, but I don't know who you are."
Look at those eyes, Slot. You see them? Did you see how he looked when he laughed right there?
Yeah, that's why he's not a Rochester guy anymore. He got kicked out of all the dispensaries.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
He had to move on.
They knew him as trouble coming.
There's this song I listen to that I absolutely love, and I can never listen to it around you guys. It pick on me so bad.
Is it called I Got High?
No,
I Got Five on it, I think.
It's a Fatboy Slim song, and it's called Eat, Sleep, Rave, Repeat. And there's this one part of the song where the guy's just talking about, he goes, I thought I was telling a story. I wasn't telling a story. I was just dancing. I'm just dancing. I'm just dancing. I'm just eating. I'm just sleeping. I'm just repeating. And he just keeps going. It's such a fun song. I'm like, I could never listen to this around these guys. They would not leave me alone the whole night.
Well, yeah, but you just pulled that off so naturally.
I'm going to say, yeah.
I mean, like he did that like second hand.
And you know my weird music that I like. I like the Romanian pop, and I've been into a lot of Russian pop lately.
It's summer music. That's what I'm telling you.
Like Nadia Dorofeva. Like I've been just listening to her nonstop. And it's weird, right? So I'll listen to my Romanian pop. I'll listen to some Russian pop. And then I'll go out. My next song will be like New York Groove by Ace Frehley, then a couple Kiss songs, and then some Fatboy Slim, and then some Dada Light, and then all over the music smorgasbord, like from one song to the next, just changing it up.
Oh, jeez.
I know today on the way back from Cincy, I put a iTunes playlist on 90s country. And so I listened to 90s country. I listened to that for about an hour, and then I went on a total Metallica binge, like just rolling through the albums. I started with Kill 'Em All and just went through and then just rocked out the entire way home.
Mm-hmm. I just go through my little with Alexa over there. I just tell them what to go, what to play, and I can sit here all day and listen to music. I go from country music to hardcore rap to rock to, blues music.
Yeah, I'm the same way. My Spotify's all over the place.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's so weird, like the amount of, and that's the same thing with my music as it is on here with you guys, right? So everyone I talk to on YouTube is from all different parts of the world. Mm-hmm. The music I listen to is from all different parts of the world. I'm not just listening to American music. I'm not just listening to British music. I'm I'm listening to a mix of everything, just like I talk to a mix of people. Mm-hmm. Everything I do has got to have a mix of stuff to it. I can't just, it's too boring otherwise.
Well, like I always kind of bashed on TikTok. Do you guys watch TikTok at all?
Mm-hmm.
So
no,
I never really watch it. Right? Like I have.
I don't have the app or anything. I've seen some TikToks on Instagram.
Well, I have TikToks I've done with my daughters, and over the years I've hey Dad, do this TikTok with me, so I'll do that. But anyway, my daughter, my youngest daughter, really likes music. She's like me. She really likes music. Well, the other day she gets in the car and she's like, check this song out. And she played Beth by Kiss.
Yep.
And I was like, how do you even know that song?
Chris,
and she was like, TikTok. Digger, we play Louisiana Monroe. We're a 31-point favorite, and I will be in Kroger Field Saturday at noon. I cannot wait. I am so ready for college football to start back. We're going to win the East. We will see you in Atlanta against the Crimson Tide. That's right.
Now, I think Taylor's onto something here. And if you don't do a TikTok dance right now, I think you should definitely do one on your 1,000 subscriber giveaway show.
I'll 100% do one.
You should rehearse one. Bring your daughter on. And you guys can do a TikTok dance together.
Wait, there's one. If I can find it.
Why not do it right now?
I'm telling you. Why wait till 1,000?
Does he have enough bourbon in him to do one right now?
No, I don't. But I don't need bourbon today. I don't at all. Like I will break it down right here, do the sprinkler. I don't. I don't care.
Do the sprinkler.
There we go.
Dylan Card, that's my go-to.
Jimmy's dance moves.
The go-to.
Yeah, now in my day, y'all laugh. You think these girls? My girls are on these elite dance squads, and they get that from their dad. That none of that comes from their mom. And, I used to, when I was in high school, I'd be the only dude in the entire high school that would go out and dance. And the guys would be like making fun of me. And I'd be like, I'm down here with all these girls. You all are sitting up here with each other. Who's the smart guy? But, but I try to stay right here now that I'm old. This is my lane right here. I just try to, I try to stay right here.
Old man dance where he doesn't move his feet. He just shakes his torso.
I do. I just do this.
He dances from the waist up.
Yeah, right here.
Yep.
Yeah, I got no shame, boys. If you don't know that, I got zero shame. No, there is a TikTok, if I can find it, that Addison was little, and she had me do it, and I had to put on a bathrobe. I have a hair towel. I have on lipstick, and it's some song, but that one went, like semi-viral here in, our community because of what I did. Drunk dad at a wedding time. Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh.
I think the square dancing in school, like in middle school, did you guys ever have to do square dancing in school?
Oh, yeah.
We did,
That ruined dancing for me as an adult. I never really was a dancer. I hated dancing. But
I was just danced. I didn't care.
Yeah. I've never really been a dancer. I am that very uncoordinated white guy dancer.
I have no coordination. I just like to dance. I just, I just showed you, but it's, I like to, I don't care the groove. I tell everybody, I said, you think those girls can dance because of their mama? That's the old dad right here.
Do you ever think that maybe they can dance in spite of both of you?
Yes. Yes, if we're
all
speaking
the time.
truth. Yeah, if we're speaking truth, yes. So, it's no, well, like my girls, it's weird. Like dance is weird to me. Like I've talked about this over and over, but my girls, my oldest daughter, when she dances, it like makes me emotional. Like she is like a really, I don't know how to describe it. It's beautiful when she dances, right? And it makes you, almost moves me to tears, to watch her to dance. It's just really, and then my youngest daughter is straight entertainment. It makes you happy. Like she is entertaining. I don't know. Dance is weird, but they're both, far more coordinated than me and their mom, either one.
Well, if you watch me dance, it's like, it makes you cry like you stepped on a Lego barefoot.
Yeah, that's how I dance too. Like I'm walking on a bed of Legos.
That's it. That's it, Chip. That's it.
Oh, he's got it. This is why Chip is the best.
Yeah, that's it. That's me and my baby. She talked me into doing that one day. Where'd you find that?
She talked you into doing it? Are you sure it wasn't you talked her into doing it?
I could have talked her into doing that. That could have been my idea.
Well, if there's one thing we know, is that the Don is a whore for attention.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Absolutely.
He's like, I haven't got my sub count quite up yet. Do you think we could do a TikTok video? You think that might get me up a little bit?
Right.
Yeah. There's one I did with the oldest one where it's maybe you can find it too, Chip. There's one I did with Ashton, but it's the
don't let him put you to work, Chip. You don't work for the Don.
No. We all work for the Don, man. We all work for the Don, man.
Don't lie to yourself.
TikTok Lego for
But no, there's one I did with her that was the Step Brothers, the Nina, the Pinta, the Santa, Maria.
I love that
Prestige
movie.
Worldwide.
Yep.
There's one of those that I did with her. Yeah, Boats and Hoes. Yeah, that one.
Boats and Hoes.
Yeah, but there's one. So there's several TikToks out there that I've been in doing them with the kids. I'm generally a pretty good sport, so I'll do whatever they want. And I remember there was something I can't remember because Addison was kind of little there. It's been a few years ago. Did they have a date on it, Chip? How long ago that was?
Shoot.
No, you're fine. You have to go back. I was just.
You know what she's going to do with that, though, don't you, Jimmy?
What's that?
She's going to be dating some kid you don't want her to date. And he's going to be scared of you. And she's like, don't be scared of my dad. Watch this video.
Yeah. And that's when I shoot at him.
Near him. Sorry, son.
It was April 2020.
2020, yeah. I know because she's grown. Man, she's grown a lot in the last year. Yeah, but no, she. I think that was the whole COVID thing.
You surprised me. I didn't know I was coming on.
What's up, Ken? Welcome,
man?
Welcome.
I'm in the process of uploading everyone's links.
Well, they don't need mine because they're already here.
They don't need mine.
Everyone needs Gary's links.
That's
they
right.
don't need mine.
And I'm not just talking about the HTTPS.
His sausage links.
Nathan, it's great to see you, man. I haven't seen you in forever, dude. And this is like the first time I'm ever talking to you.
Nice. I like your shirt.
Thank you. Yeah, you know, I started giving zero shits. And so I'm just going straight white shirt. White Hanes hashtag, you know, so.
Absolutely.
Now, how many are you in right now, Kenny?
Nah, just 2.
Just 2? Okay. Usually on Thursday night when Kenny's on, he's into them quite a bit. Sometimes you can tell.
Yeah, that's pretty much every night, though. It's not just Thursday.
Rob, that was a private link I only shared with you. You're paying me enough. I don't got to share it with anyone else.
See? Getting that love, Gary B.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, man. Well, yeah, Taylor made a comment about you not dancing because he didn't want you to cost me subs. Taylor, I don't need any help with that. I can lose subs all on my own. Damn, I got Jimmy.
Jimmy, yeah, you sure did.
Is it bad that I've gained more subs since I've stopped doing videos than when I was actually doing videos? People are like, stop making videos. We'll sub.
Oh, that's funny.
I went on a 1-month hiatus and I got 20 subs while I was gone. Yeah. So right now my count has been at 420. It's been stuck at 420 for about a week, which is kind of funny.
Favorite number.
Yeah.
Gary's favorite number. Exactly. Exactly.
So I got a question though. Like I was afraid. So my favorite thing that I always enjoyed about Usual Suspects, the hot seat, it wasn't so much the comic book talk. It's how y'all always got into like music, which, you know, music is life. And so like, I haven't missed that conversation yet. Right.
Oh, we talked about music a little bit, but we can always talk about more music.
Awesome.
We were talking about what we were listening to today. Jimmy was listening to some country, then straight into a Metallica binge. I was listening to Fatboy Slim, then I was in the Russian pop, then I was listening to Ace Frehley, then Paul Stanley, then just all of Kiss, and then back to Fatboy Slim, and then a little Peter Gabriel, and all over the place.
Wow, that is all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I started
listened to my phone ring.
NWA and went to some Chicago, and then
Sweet Jesus, that is the other end of the spectrum.
I promise.
Hey, that cunt Tyler showed up. What's up, cunt Tyler? How you doing, buddy?
You're going straight for the throat.
Telling you.
No, Lee called him cunt Tyler in the video today, and I almost choked on my Diet Pepsi. It's so hard. Dude, like you and I were talking about earlier, the dynamic between Tyler and Lee is so great. It's just so funny.
Yeah. Yep.
I wish I was Australian so I could just call people mate without people thinking it was weird.
Right?
I don't know what the link is Taylor's putting in.
I have 100% started using Keen in my daily life. Like, you know, because Lee says that to me all the time. He said, "That's Keen." And or I'm keen, and so I've started using that in my daily life. 100%.
Are you saying Keen or King?
No, not King. King. Keen.
Keen on it.
Yeah, Keen. I know it's hard to tell the way I talk.
No, I'm the same way.
Usually Jimmy's talking about Keen, so I know why that would throw you off.
It's true. Very true. Very true.
Jeez.
Little things people don't know about Jimmy.
Yeah. You find out a little more every day.
Telling you.
Yeah,
what do you listen to?
It's fine. It's fine. And the word campy. I've never said campy ever in my life until I've watched Taylor review comics, and then everything is campy all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And fine. Campy and fine. Those are like my 2 new favorite words now because of Taylor. So thanks, Taylor.
What does Taylor have you rolling, C-list E-Man? That doesn't sound right.
See, Gary's mind's always in the gutter. He's thinking
Telling
about
ya.
drugs.
Always at 420, man. 420, man.
420. Now he's talking about rolling. Come on,
No.
Gary.
And you thought Jason was worried he had missed a beat. Jason's right on
Yeah, I know.
tonight.
Exactly.
Look, you just kind of fall. It's like riding a bicycle in a slot. You know, it's just right back to giving Gary B a hard time. Like, I've missed you. I really have.
Well, he doesn't have his buddy to, he has to take a little slack back now. He doesn't have the team up. It's the Super
He's
Friends.
supposed to take my spot. Chip's too nice to make fun of Gary.
Yeah, no, Chip's way too nice. He now Chip will get after you. I mean, he did nickname Nick Kix and Comix, so
Chip's got it in him.
Nick,
Chip just sneaks up on you with it.
Dude, Chip was in the Army, so you know that he knows all the bad words, like like a donut.
Know all the bad words.
Yeah,
That's
he
awesome.
was a dirty one, and it's the quiet ones you have to watch out for.
Yes. Yep, there you go. Keep remembering that. Damn it.
Well, Rob, I just read the new Red Sonja, and it was amazing.
Nobody cares, Gary.
I do.
Comics.
Nobody cares.
Marka and Dolphins did a great job. So good.
She one of the new Ghostbusters in the female Ghostbusters movies.
I like that movie. It wasn't as bad as everybody said it was. But that new Ghostbusters trailer looks amazing.
Oh, that looks awesome.
It was that bad, wasn't it?
It was worse than everybody thought it was.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I didn't hate it. And I thought Chris Hemsworth was hilarious in it as the dumb dude.
I didn't see it.
It's okay.
No.
It
wasn't Caps. Don't pander to Gary B. No.
Yeah, right.
It was not good.
It wasn't.
I said
even
it was
fine or
okay.
campy.
I mean, the thing that got me laughing was every time Melissa What's Her Nuts would order like that soup, there would be like one piece of like noodle or something in there. That was funny, but that was it. That was the only thing that cracked me up. You just can't like hang with Ghostbusters 1. But I understand what they were trying to do, and I respect that.
Yeah, I'll let Taylor in on the action too. Why not?
Right there.
Yep.
Well, see, that's it, Rob. It was fine. I didn't say it was next level. I just said it wasn't as bad as everybody made it out to be. Like it was the worst movie ever put to film.
I think he was talking about the comic. Red Sonja was fine.
Oh no, it was really good. And Dynamite, I was talking to Jimmy. Dynamite hasn't been hitting it out of the park with Red Sonja, but Merc and Dolphin did a great job with it. Oh, but
that's a good way to kill the conversation. Start talking about Dazzler and Red Sonja.
And Red Sonja, kill it.
Jeez. Good thing it's on his channel, not ours, huh?
Jimmy skipped the Conan episode with Matt Woods. That was a fun time.
Oh, I heard. Yeah, I would have just left that one. Yeah, I would have just left that one.
Poor Nick was lost. He was like you that night we had Dink Comics on, and he's like he had no idea what was going on or what happened to the show.
Well, that's where I heard Nick in one of our chats. He said something about. He said, "Look, Gary and they started talking about Conan. They got into a Conan hole, and I was like, I'm done." And I was like, "Well, I'm glad I missed that one."
Yeah.
That was last week.
Yeah.
Oh, I am seeing Shang-Chi tomorrow night. I can't wait to see that.
Is it on Disney Plus today?
Nope.
Nope.
It's theater only.
Oh, so it's theater only?
Yeah, theater only. And I'm not sure I'm going to watch it when it comes out on home release. It just does not look. I love martial art movies. Like I grew up in the 80s where like we watched Chuck Norris and like
Bruce Lee.
Just anything like that. Yeah, my dad was a huge Bruce Lee fan. We watched all that stuff. Cynthia Rothrock. Y'all don't know if y'all know who she is, but she was awesome. Like Van Damme, watched all that stuff, and it just looks too CGI. So the Iron Fist show on Netflix, it could have been really good because it wasn't so super CGI. They had all these quick, fast cuts and stuff, and the dude that played Iron Fist just wasn't that great for that part. I'm just not sold on it. The previews don't look great to me. I'm just super stoked about Spider-Man.
Well, that Spider-Man trailer was great. As soon as Doctor Strange popped on, I was already sold because I loved the first two. But when Doctor Strange popped on, I knew I was gonna. That was it. I was done. 100% in.
Yeah, that's
No, I'm kind of looking forward to seeing Shang-Chi.
Open the door for a lot of stuff with that last episode. Yeah. All the multiverse and all the different changes now.
Oh, I gotta watch the new What If. I haven't seen the Doctor Strange one.
No, I haven't either.
This weekend.
It's really good. It's really good.
I gotta watch that, and I gotta watch the new Titans.
Yeah, I gotta watch the new Titans and the new What If as well.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited they're bringing Wonder Girl back this season.
Hey, I got a show. I have to ask because I'm way late to the party on this. But have you guys ever watched Eastbound and Down?
I have not, but I hear it's great with Danny McBride.
That is the funniest show.
That show. I have seen that. It's
hilarious. Like if
that's
you're
awesome.
a Danny McBride fan, like that's just him and his element. He's amazing at the part. He's such an asshole.
Yeah,
it is hilarious. Season 1 is absolutely the best. Season 2 is good, but he's been relegated to like I don't want to spoil it for you. There's 3 seasons. It's good. It's a good watch. And then follow that up with a show called Vice Principals. It's also got him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's also got the villain from Ant-Man 3. He's in it too. And so like that's a really good follow up to Eastbound and Down.
You know what he was funny in too was This Is the End with Seth Rogen and Franco.
Yeah, he was in that.
And at the end was so funny. Like he comes out and he's like ruling these people that are in purgatory because they're not allowed to go to heaven, and so they're in purgatory on earth. And there's like this guy in a gimp suit, like humping his leg and all over him, and he takes his mask off and it's Channing Tatum. And it was just funny to see Channing Tatum where he has a little bit of Jimmy the Don in him, just doing whatever he can for attention.
Absolutely. That's why he's one of my favorite people.
Yeah. It's a great show. You'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I just started watching it. And I'm in season 3 right now, I think.
Oh.
I probably started watching it. I don't know. It's been a month or so ago. But it's just, I completely whiffed on that. Like, I didn't even know it was out there. And my buddy was like, hey, you need to watch that. It's right up your alley. Because you're right. Danny McBride is in his element, and it is freaking hilarious.
Yeah. Have you ever seen The Foot Fist Way?
No, I hear that's really good, too.
That's my favorite thing that he's ever done. And he's a Taekwondo instructor. And so when I was a kid, like, I used to take Taekwondo when I was like from age like 12 to 13 or like 10 to 13 or something like that. And I swear to God, that was exactly what it was like to take Taekwondo in the lower South. It was just like that. There was like I was like the fat kid that could break boards and stuff. And there's one, and he treats him like a piece of shit. It's just hilarious. It's my absolute favorite thing that Danny McBride's ever been in.
Oh, I might have to check that out. I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
Yeah, what was it called again?
The Foot
Fist Way. It's a literal English translation of Taekwondo.
Oh, okay.
So Foot Fist Way.
Cool.
It's from probably 2000 to 2005, 5-ish.
I just started down the Ash versus the Evil Dead path again. I'm watching all 3 of those seasons. Man, those are so good.
Those are good.
Like
I've been watching something called Ted Lasso.
I love Ted Lasso.
I've been enjoying that one.
Yeah,
that's
awesome.
my favorite show. That is my favorite show.
Yeah, I don't know anything about soccer.
Nothing. Me neither. Yep.
And what's that on? Is that on HBO Max?
It's on
Apple TV.
Peacock.
Okay.
Apple TV, right?
Yeah, Apple TV. Yeah,
Apple TV,
that's the only thing I don't have is Apple TV.
Me too.
It is hands down my favorite show. I mean, every time I watch it, I feel better when I get done. Like it is.
Yeah.
Roy Kent is to me the funniest person on that entire show. Like I mean, I don't know.
Awesome.
Yeah, and that is the best show. It's like a feel good show.
Off. Yeah, it's great. I love that. And it's so seldom that me and my wife actually like click on a show together, that not just that we enjoy watching it together, but like we talk about it all day. Like, ooh, I can't wait to watch Ted Lasso tonight. It's one of those things that it's the best show I've seen in such a long time.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's on Apple TV.
Apple TV.
Apple
I
TV.
swear to God, Slot, it is the best show. It's hilarious, number one, but it is like a feel-good show.
Yeah.
Did you
You
like?
have to have an Apple product in
It's
your
like
house to use
Sedakis.
Apple TV.
Yeah.
It's like Major League with Charlie Sheen, but instead of season 1 is like Major League, but instead of baseball, it's soccer.
Yeah.
You have to understand, like, this British woman, she just wants to destroy her team. And so there's no better way to do that than to have an American football coach come to London to teach or to be a soccer coach. And so it's like, how's this even going to work? And it's just amazing.
Yeah, it is. I swear. It's like I watch it on my Fire Stick, like I have the Apple TV app or whatever, the Apple app.
Okay.
And I watch it on Fire Stick is how I watch it.
I'll pull it up. I'll have to check that out.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, like when we get done here, you need to go start watching it. Like it is literally that good.
New channel and
Shameless. Have you guys seen Shameless?
Oh, yeah. Shameless.
Love it.
Yes.
Love it. That's my favorite.
That's one of my favorite shows.
Frank,
Shameless and Dexter.
Dexter,
Who's in
another
that?
really good one. It's Shameless.
William H. Macy.
William H. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what's
No,
the
I
girl's
haven't seen
name?
that. Fiona is her name on the show.
Yeah, I can't remember what her name is though. The actress.
Emily something.
Yeah, Ronson or something weird like that. Or
no, dude, Shameless is like when I started watching that, it is the most politically incorrect show ever made, and it takes the politically incorrectness and shoves it in your face like it is the great. It's another great show.
They've been on for like 10 seasons, though, right?
Yeah,
11. Yeah, 11 seasons.
I think.
I've heard of it, but I just never watched it.
And,
it's on Showtime.
That's the best thing, and Slot can probably speak to this. That is the best thing about Ash versus the Evil Dead. There is not one politically correct bone in that horror comedy at all. Everything out of his mouth is offensive, and it's just his character, and it's the reactions of the people around him that are funny as well. But that show is over the top, and it is a Sam Raimi can be, and it is glorious. And I don't know, dude, like the stuff that Bruce Campbell says in that show, I don't know, Jason, do you just ever just crack up watching it? Just like, oh my gosh, like it's just hilarious.
I'm so glad they made that show because The Evil Dead growing up is hands down one of my favorite shows as a kid. I mean,
I love it. I just watched Evil Dead 2 again last night after I watched a couple episodes of that.
His boomstick and his old groovy.
Brockmire. I don't know that one, Rob. Yeah, I don't know Brockmire. I might check it out. I've heard of it, but I don't know that I've ever watched it.
Never heard of it.
He did, Taylor. It's called Army of Darkness. Bruce Campbell was kind of barbaric in that.
Hey, Slot, what are you thinking about the new Titans? Like, because you and I both loved the first 2 seasons. Like, what do you think about this one on HBO?
I still haven't seen episode 3. I've only watched the first 2. But the fact that Beast Boy is contemplating changing into something other than a tiger, it's already way better. Well, like, come on, man. This first couple of seasons, nothing but a tiger. You know, you're Beast Boy, you're not Tiger Boy. So, you know, like episode 2, when he's sitting here thinking about it, I was like, sweet, this is gonna be great.
Well, there's 5 episodes out now, right, Jimmy?
I think so. I think I've watched 4. I haven't watched
the 4th one was the whole Jason Todd episode
thing.
And what led up to it. My only problem is, and I love the show, and I'm not banging on it, but you have a super on your team, right? You got Superboy. Mm-hmm. At any point in time this season, Superboy could super fly over to Jason Todd and beat his ass within an inch of his life and move on to the next thing in the show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but then it wouldn't be a show.
Right.
You gotta make it.
You don't sissify the super. Like, they got him as this, like, a whiny super.
Slot's died. Oh, Slot. Did you see his eyes light up when he said, don't sissify the super?
Yep.
Yeah, did you see his eyes light up? He's like, oh, yeah, it's time to crush Jimmy and Superman.
No, it's not. That's not. No, I was actually, like, fighting for your super guy.
Right, Taylor. No, that's where I knew it was coming. So, no, I know what you're saying, but it wouldn't be much of a show. You got to let, let Red Hood come, which I think Red Hood's awesome. Like they're talking about actually doing a movie, an HBO Max movie with just Red Hood, which would be cool. I love Red Hood. Like he's one of my favorite DC characters.
Yeah, but was he that evil in the comics? I thought he was the anti-hero. I thought he was more like a Punisher type guy, so I wasn't sure if he was actually supposed to be that bad.
He is. I don't recall when he came back. I know that he was mad at Batman because he didn't feel like Batman did anything, like he didn't care that he got killed by the Joker. And I think when he first started, he was kind of mean, almost like a bad guy, and then converted into the anti-hero.
Yeah.
And I love Ian Glenn as Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, no, I think he's awesome.
He is great. I just want to see him suit up just once, With all the Titans almost getting killed, and I can't talk about it because Jason hasn't seen them all. I almost spoiled something. I got to stop.
I haven't seen any of them.
Oh, you should go watch. Have you ever watched did you watch the first 2 seasons, Cap?
No, I just found out about it like 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I was like, holy shit, I didn't know that there was a Teen Titans show. And then, I'm on HBO Max. I'm like, Doom Patrol. So I started asking, the Tramar show live, thread, is Doom Patrol good too? And they're like, wow, Doom Patrol is awesome.
It's awesome.
That's awesome. It is awesome.
So now I've got 2 other shows to watch.
Yeah. But, that first episode will scar you because you're not used to seeing Brendan Fraser that way.
Yeah, I know that he's effed up. We all do, that happens over time. But I'm just happy to see him and Ethan. I loved Brendan Fraser when I was a kid.
Oh, dude, I grew up on Brendan Fraser stuff with the Mummies.
Yeah, that was awesome.
He had this other movie I can't remember too, which I really liked. But if Brendan Fraser was in it, I'd watch it. Easy.
Biodome was it? No, that was Pauly Shore.
No, not the
Pauly Shore.
What was the one with Pauly Shore and Brendan Fraser though? That's
Biodome, wasn't it? Or Encino Man.
Encino Man.
Yeah, Encino Man. They were both in that, and Sean Austin.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
that was a good movie.
Donde está el Planetarios?
Did you send Remy a pizza?
I didn't. No, I didn't. But that is pretty funny.
Yeah, listen, that was the most epic thing. I happened to jump back on the live stream when Nick got that package. And he had been going on about the red Lamborghini. And then it was that day, and it showed up because you all had been on all day long. It was Friday, last Friday, I think.
Yep.
And I jumped on for a minute, and then ended up having to go back to work and jump back off. But then I come back on later that afternoon, and that's when the package showed up, and that was the most classic. Yeah. Seeing Nick's face, that was so funny.
It was pretty good. I was enjoying the waiting for him to get it. I'm like, oh, come on. I'm watching it, seeing the Amazon ship. Yeah, the Amazon ship. Okay, is it delivered? And then I'm sending Remy pictures of the screenshot. This is what's going. This is what's coming. Sure enough, it showed up right when I kind of walked away, came back, and he was standing. I'm like, oh crap, he got it. Cool.
That's crazy that I got to him that fast.
Yeah. Well, I went through purposely and tried to find one that I could get same day delivery. So, but yeah, it was pretty funny.
I don't think Encino Man had a comic appearance.
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, I remember watching that too from Nick, and he was just so wowed. It was fun to watch him.
It was awesome. Funny. Yeah, no, it was. It was really cool.
Great soundtrack to that movie too.
Well, Remy's got this thing going now where he plays this music, and I keep telling him, I'm like, you're not crying. I'm not crying. You're crying. Yeah. Because every time he does it, it's got this music in the background. And I'm like, dude, that is so funny.
Even my wife said something. She goes, what's up with the music? Why does it make me feel like I want to cry watching this? She goes, it's a bunch of geeks. What the hell?
Yeah, that's what we do. No.
Yeah. Rob's a Brendan Fraser fan too. And he was also.
Either that or he's just surfing IMDb.
Could be. Yeah. But he had a couple great episodes in Scrubs too.
I didn't know that.
Oh, did
he?
I didn't know that either.
He was Dr. Cox's best friend. He was Dr. Cox's wife husband. Really good, but then it was really sad because he died.
It was her free pass, Rob said.
We talked about that. It was Link's Pizza started a show tonight. Someone sent me a pizza 30 minutes later.
It may have been Pocan Joe. That is pretty funny, though. That's awesome.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. I popped in for a little bit and seen you guys on it, Drake. You're doing your stuff, but I had to jump off.
Yeah, I was watching.
Awesome.
Oh, I thought Remy was going to pee himself live. He was laughing so hard.
Yeah.
If Jimmy didn't pop on, or else they would have seen the little Coco Radiance section that actual Drac had on the show for Jimmy.
Yeah.
Now I know he ran the one. Who was on that night? It was Nick and Panda when he was doing that on Drac's channel. I saw that. Did he do something again? I haven't watched anything of Drax in a minute.
Well, it was
thing
funny.
tonight. Yeah.
It was tonight that he had that he did your Coco Radiance thing on his show.
Okay.
Yeah,
I haven't watched tonight.
Yeah. He did a drawing show tonight with the boys.
Yeah, with Roscoe.
That's cool.
Roscoe and
Roscoe, yeah. Hashtag Coco Radiant. That's right. There will be a Smalltown Collectibles T-shirt that says hashtag Coco Radiant.
There you go.
See, now you're going off brand on your own channel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's too funny not to use.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be a meme of it out there somewhere, Jimmy.
Oh yeah. If there's not already, Tyler's going to make one.
Yep.
If he's yeah. No, for sure. That's okay. Like I said, that's the one thing that's good about YouTube is I can get on there and do like stupid shit like that, and I don't necessarily have to worry about it, because there's certain things like there are some people here locally that watch my channel. I have to be careful what I do sometimes, but I can get on whack and go nuts.
Well, my Rob wants I want the you got Jimmy.
There's one of those being worked on too.
But here, my friend Dan from Out of the Panel Comics, his daughter watches my channel. So, and then I met them at the LCS a couple days ago. I'm like, Dan, do not let your daughter watch the Whack Comics episode with me. Not kid friendly. Not kid friendly. Do not let her watch. He's like, oh, thanks for the heads up.
Yeah.
I'm like, that is not the casual guy in that show.
It's Cutthroat Gary going after Jimmy.
What, Jimmy who?
I don't know who you're talking about. Just say it,
Jimmy, I was like so happy to do that Taco Bell skit because I thought of that as news instantly, and I couldn't wait to get because from us talking about you at the Taco Bell on this show.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, that was fantastic! Like that was so good. Sorry, I was just reading something. DJ, just a shout out to DJ Links. His
DJ.
Yeah, in our thoughts and prayers. His father is sick and he is away. He probably won't be on YouTube here for just a little bit while he's dealing with his family stuff. But just shout out to DJ. We love him. And he's in our thoughts and prayers for sure.
Absolutely.
And Rob, that's not true. People watch your channel, dude. Your subs are growing pretty good there, buddy. I've been watching. You're doing all right.
Yeah,
Rob's coming up fast.
Me, hasn't he?
Huh?
Did he pass me?
I think last time I checked, Rob was at 529.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so he's coming up pretty quick too.
Rob's got a great channel.
Yeah.
I love Rob's channel.
He's interesting as he can be.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a great hairdo.
And that stash, baby.
Telling you. It's all about the stash.
All about that stash.
So,
speaking
Jimmy,
of that,
I did want to ask you a question. See, we got Sith Lordley in the audience.
Yeah.
Hey, did he ever reach out to you about that whole Hallmark thing? Did he do right by you with that?
No, he didn't. And you need to go watch 10 Questions. I confront him directly about that issue. And but there's a good chance that you'll see me on Spinetics this Saturday night as we review You Had Me at Aloha.
Right? Because, I was pretty sure that, when Sith Lordley was on our show in the Hot Seat with the Usual Suspects, that you and him had a verbal contract. Which
we
was
pretty much did.
That was a great
I thought
episode,
we had a
by the
verbal
way.
contract too.
No.
I thought we had a verbal contract. And
so Sith hurt your heart.
He did not reach out to me. He hurt me.
Wow.
Yeah. He hurt me.
Didn't expect that from Sith Lordley. And I
didn't either, no.
I thought you guys had a Hallmark moment. And
I mean,
We did have a Hallmark moment. I thought so too.
he is Sith, guys. Come on. He is Sith.
Yeah, he is
Expecting
Sith.
something a nice side to him. I mean, come on.
Not like he's Jedi Lordly.
Yeah,
Well, it's like
he's
Lordly.
not Jedi Lord. Yeah. I mean,
Well, no, that's the part that, like one on 10 Questions, like he was explaining his name, and it's kind of like the opposite. Like that's my man right there. No, listen, that 10 questions is really good. Like if you haven't watched it, it's really good.
It's got one of my favorite people on it, Sith Lordley.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Gary's going to be sleeping with the fishes.
Yep.
That's all I know.
See, only in Kentucky do they not know that there's no such that fish is the plural of fish, and there's no such word as fishes.
Listen, that's true. That's true. I mean, I wish I could, argue that back, but there's some validity to that comment.
Yeah, so I'm waking up with a horse head in my bed tomorrow, so that's okay.
Yeah, you may not wake up tomorrow, Gary B. My reach is everywhere.
Good, it's a work day, Jimmy. I could use the day off.
Yeah, use the day off. It's funny. No, Sith was phenomenal. Like, it was really good. I mean, and it's kind of an extension of what we did with him here. It's kind of an extension to that. And no, it was a hoot, man. I love talking to Sith.
He's a cool dude.
Yeah, no, he really is. He's an interesting cat. He's lived an interesting life as far as the things he's done. Just in the music industry, like everybody, like you're like us, all of us like music. So, he actually worked in that industry, and he's a musician. I mean, I don't know. He's just cool.
Yeah. Besides that, like the thing I thought was very interesting about him is like I've met a lot of people that are in the Society of Cincinnati. Being a historian, you go to these functions and you meet members and stuff, and you always meet these people and that, and it's very cool and stuff. It's like this regal thing in America, but I've never met anyone. And then you get to know them, and then you find out, oh wow, you are a member of the Society of the Cincinnati. It's like, holy shit, that's so cool. Like, not only as a military historian, like it's just really, really awesome. So that's very fascinating.
And also a little plug for Spine Ticks. I don't know if they hit their 1,000 mark yet. They were really close last time I checked.
No, last time I looked, he was at 1,000. He said he had been at 1,000 like 6 times.
Yeah, it does tend to yo-yo, right?
That's the YouTube yo-yo for you.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, making movie plans.
Yeah, I was absolutely obsessed about my subscriber count until I watched you, Jimmy, on DJ Links. You started talking about this whole thing, like you were obsessed with your subscribers too. Until then you started looking at the analytics, and then you were realizing, like, well, people have a tendency to watch these more, so let's focus on that. And because for 2 months, every day I would write down on this calendar what my subscriber count was, and so I was clocking it, and then it got to the point where I was like, I'm focusing on the wrong thing. Like, and it was driving me nuts. Just threw all that stuff away.
No, I think the subs will come. I think in time, as long as you're putting content out, I think the subs will come. It's about being consistent. That's the biggest thing the analytics have shown me is, and Chip knows this too, because he's been reading on it too. And I actually picked that book up, Chip, that you recommended. Yes, sure did.
Yeah,
and starting to work on that. And, but it's as much about, like, I started focusing really on watch time, because that's what you ultimately want is people to watch your channel. And that's ultimately what gets you monetized because that's the hardest thing to get is watch time. So once I realized that was really the thing, and really it's mentally unhealthy to worry about that sub count, like to be as addicted to that, because it was really affecting me. I was like, it was it's like I was, I don't know, I don't want to be mean.
It's hooked on crack.
Just checking it. Yeah, just like constantly
you said
checking
that on the episode, and I was like, holy shit, I have turned into a crackhead.
Yes. Yeah, and it was, but no, the analytics are key in looking at, you want the watch time. I think in time the subs come. And now when I will say this though, when I hit 850, I wanted 1,000 subs. Like I was like, okay. Now, because especially once my watch hours hit, like my watch hours are already over the 4,000, so I'm already over that and have been for a minute. But when I hit that 850, I was like, I messaged Gary B and I said, I want this now, like I'm ready. Like I want to get past that. I want to get past that milestone, and it feels like it's taken forever. But it will, it clicks up. There's a few subs every other day or something like that. I try to check it once a week now and just see where I'm at. And that's where I go. That's how I go with it.
Mm-hmm.
See,
that's a good idea.
Mine,
yeah.
I just gave up. I'm like, I don't have time to pay attention to all those analytics. I try to go in and look here and there.
Mm-hmm.
But by the time I work all day, I get home, like, I just want to make a video. And then there's some videos I do just because they're a labor of love for me. And like when they get the views, I'm happy. When they don't get the views, I'm still happy because I got to read those books and talk about them. And they still connect with a few people. The thing that surprised me is how well the shorts do. The shorts will either stick at 20 to 40 views or they'll go from 600 to 1,000.
Yeah. Yep.
And usually when a short hits that, all of a sudden you'll get like 1 or 2 clicks up on the sub list, and hopefully they'll stick around. But I've been doing the YouTube Bobble game this week. I got up to 726, then the 722, then the 725, then the 722 again, then the 724. Back down to 722, and now I'm at 725 again. And it's just interesting to watch what YouTube does with that. Like, I just wonder what they have in their system. Because someone's not just subbing and unsubbing, but they must have some algorithm that clocks it as a false sub, and they want to remove it, and then it gets added back, and then. But
no.
I'm just curious.
You remember? You probably don't know this, but when you discovered me, you were at 465 subs, and so it's pretty remarkable to think that over, I don't know what. A 9-month period, now probably more like 7 or 8. You've grown that much, 300-ish subs. It's pretty good.
That's awesome.
I'm happy with it for an old ugly dude that's talking bullshit on YouTube.
Yeah, I think we can all fit into that category.
Yeah. Except me, I'm incredibly handsome.
I was waiting for it, buddy.
I'm incredibly handsome. Don't you even doubt it.
But yeah, so my videos go the same way, Gary. They're I have a bunch that they have a lot of views, and then I have some that are just completely flops. And that's been the thing. It's
they don't see, man.
How do you get all of that every time? And I'm not gonna be one of those people who have these thumbnails that are so sensational, the worst thing ever, CGC lost my order, and I got kicked out of CGC and banned and stuff like that. It definitely works for some people, and I've seen people who do that, their subscriber counts just go nuts. But I just want to just have fun. That's when, after my comprehensive exams, I took that break and I came back. My goal was to I just want to have fun now. And so, I got a video coming up this weekend, and I've laughed about this thumbnail that I made because I took my son's head and I photoshopped it onto this other kid drawing and stuff. And every time I look at it, it just cracks me up because it's just it's funny, So yeah, I've definitely started to give less shits. And
Bless you,
sir.
Yeah, bless you. If that was a sneeze.
Wow.
You're yelling at your cat.
The thumbnails, mine aren't great, but I just download the thumbnail maker and I do all my thumbnails on that, and it makes it easy for me who's not good with video technology. So it's nice and easy for me to do it.
I've never even heard of a thumbnail maker.
What?
I said I'm no Chip Gettler. Your stuff's amazing.
Yeah, right.
The stuff you put together, Chip. Your channel, you and Manny from Chamorro Cinema.
Chamorro.
You two have two of the best looking channels out there. The video quality and the stuff you guys put in it are just amazing.
It's a shame I have sucky content.
That's not true, Chip. I love comics. I watch that almost every day. Gary B, and this is a legit question because I asked you the other day and we weren't being serious with each other. But Gary B's shorts, I have to catch up. I have to catch up a lot of time. Yeah, it's boxer shorts. The Conan book a day. Like I have to catch up on those from time to time. So, and it's hard, you're trying to comment like I do. Again, I'll go back and I've watched them all already, but I go back and then try to leave comments. So it's hard. Hey, you leave these generic comments. So I just started putting letters in. And did you know what I spelled?
I did not because when you're looking in your YouTube Studio app, it shows you some comments and then you go back a month later and all these other comments are there that you didn't see before. Yeah. And it's really odd. So it was funny because it's there was something you had said the best show on YouTube in one, but then the only letters that came up after it were ISUS. I'm like, is us. And then I didn't start getting the C's and stuff till later. I'm like, oh, what a nice sentiment from Jimmy. And then Jimmy told me, because this was after I was banging on Jimmy on Whack Comics. And then Jimmy went through all those Conan videos and spelled out Conan sucks.
I just put C. And I would go through each one. Look, I put way too much time into that because I sat down and figured out what I hadn't watched. And I was like, okay. Conan sucks. I wrote it down, and then I wrote down the short number, and I was like, okay, and then the exclamation point, the whole thing, and I was like, I wonder if he'll even get that, like if it'll come through to where he can actually read it like that.
I wish it would have, because that would have been really funny. I would have laughed really hard if it had came up to me like that, but it came up the other way. I was like, oh, I just picked on Jimmy. What a nice, genuine comment.
Yeah, you knew better than that, Jack.
So, Jimmy, what were you thinking, though, when I was doing the Black Comics and I brought out the Superman comic? You're like, oh, here goes this.
Oh, yeah. No, and then, yeah, no. It was so funny, though. Like, I knew it was coming at some point, right? Like, okay, Gary's cracking on me. And so I knew at some point the Superman was coming. But the laxative part, I don't know, that cracked me up. Like, I thought that was great.
What's funny is they let me pick the whack hack.
They asked me if I wanted to do it, and I didn't really have anything. I'm not creative like that. Once they gave me the idea, I kind of went. I was like, okay. And they made it something. Tyler knows I like sports because I tell Tyler I'm stalking him all the time because he is a big Cubs fan. So, and he doesn't live that far from Cincinnati. He lives about as far from Cincinnati as I do. So I was like, well, let's meet, and we'll go to a game. And he was like, no, I can't. Like, I brought all these different dates, and he kept, no, I can't go that day. I can't go that day. I was like, dude, just tell me to F off, stalker. And yeah, no, it's, no, I thought it was great.
I'm trying to get him on this show, but he works nights, so it's really hard for him to get on.
Yeah.
So, hey, Cap, I saw that. I haven't watched it yet, but you just unboxed a bunch of He-Man, Motu, what was that the complete thing? And I know Slot's doing a lot of He-Man stuff too, like with the Legos and all that. What is it? Like, I'm trying to figure out what in my brain, because I've been looking at He-Man stuff like a madman. Like,
I've put buying comic books on hold. The last comic book I bought was a second appearance of Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, and I only bought that from a friend who needed some extra money, and he was just getting rid of comic books, and so it's just like more of a favor to him. But the market's just crazy right now, so because of that, like, I was trying to think, like, what can I do that's something different, not just for the show, but just for me, because like life had just gotten. Like, it was just too stressful, and I needed like some kind of release. So I decided, like, I was on Rock and Robbie show. It was me and Dank on Rock and Robbie, and we started talking about He-Man. And then I had this idea, like, I just want to see like how much He-Man toys are, and if they're not too bad, then that was awesome.
That was awesome. I swear to God, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, dude, that was cool. How did Chip do that?
I was trying to like keep talking, but I got like deer in the headlights. Anyway, so I went and looked, because the last time I tried to buy some action figures, it's my Kenner Superpower collection, and those things, like, so these are my unboxed Kenner Superpowers, and this Superman cost $40, right?
Wow.
So I got a He-Man for $40. He came with a sword and a shield, And so like all the other toys that were available, I'm buying them on auction and I'm getting them for like 10 to 15 bucks. So I'm like, so if I buy enough of these He-Man toys, I can build up a pretty big collection. And so I started looking at Castle Grayskull, and you can get like a very basic, like just the hull for like 40 bucks. Like they're very cheap, but it's when you start like, well, I want mine to have the floors at least, or the chair and yada, yada, yada. That's when they get on up there in price. So I just started buying them on auction. I was getting some really great deals. I probably spent about $300 for that video. And if you look just at the beginning, there's a amount of boxes. I got probably 20 figures and both major play sets, Battle Cat, Panther, a couple other things, all of that for around $300. Yeah, it's a lot for toys, but it's something that me and my kids had fun with it. We played. And so, yeah, it's money spent. I know that if I needed to sell money or sell something to get money, I could just put those back out there because they do sell. And it was fun to unbox them.
$300 by itself.
Yeah, so I didn't buy an entire collection like the thumbnail says. It was just that I bought a bunch of stuff. I waited for it all to come in and just unboxed it all at once. And I did the same thing with some Ninja Turtles from like 89 to like 92. I'm editing that. I don't want to do too many toy things. They don't get a lot of views, so I'm postponing that for a little bit. But that'll happen too. So
that's cool. No, well, I mean, like, He-Man, and I don't know what it is, but like you're doing He-Man, Slot's doing a lot of that. I'm just wondering, what is it that's making us all think He-Man at the same time?
It's got to be the Kevin Smith. Jesus, Chip. I mean, seriously, like you're like a computer ninja. But it's got to be because of the Kevin Smith He-Man show, because I would have never, like, my brain would not have kicked into that had it not been for being on that Rock and Robbie show. And like the week before that, I watched him unbox one of these new, because they're in Target. You can see them in Target. He unboxed a Ninjor and a Scareglow. And I was like, holy crap, I've never even heard of these characters. Because like I was born in 80. So when I was playing with He-Man, I was like 3 up until like maybe 6. And my Walmart did not get these later, like last issue toys. I never even heard of these characters. So I started looking into it. I'm like, I can buy a buttload of He-Man toys for a relatively good price, so why not? And so I've just enjoyed the absolute crap out of those toys. And they're still durable, like really, really durable. So,
and these guys are proving my point, guys. It all leads back to barbarians.
Yeah.
What about you, Slot? Do you think it's because of the show?
Well, for me, like when I heard that Kevin Smith was doing that show, I went on to, I don't even remember which one of my streaming apps, either Hulu or Amazon, and I added the add-on for Showtime or HBO, one of the add-ons, because it had the original Masters of the Universe cartoons, all seasons. So when I heard that, it turned my brain, and I went and I watched all the original cartoons up until the end.
Isn't there? There's like 100-something episodes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't been making content, Gary. I've had plenty of time.
So Jason, about this.
That's quite the watch, buddy. That's a serious watch.
These are all the old comic books. And so like
Nice.
that's what got me back into it too. Like, so this helped, like I wanted to read these and I thumbed through a few of them because I remember reading these when I was a kid. And I got this on Amazon for like $15. And I
almost bought that off Amazon, Kenny. I saw it too. I'm like, man, just to read those original comics, because it's not supposed to be as kid friendly as the show was.
You can, yeah.
I'm gonna have to look that up now after this and buy that.
Yeah, it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, because Legos, they don't make He-Man stuff.
No,
it's Mega Blocks, Mega Constructs, or whatever. And dude, like, this is what started it all. I was in Walmart one day, and this little dude was sitting there, and I'm like, "Are you kidding me? He-Man Legos?" And then I realized it was Mega Constructs, and then I bought this, and then I bought a couple other ones that were at Walmart, and now I'm missing 2 characters. One character this small I'm missing is like $70, And one character I'm missing is like $40, and I just haven't pulled the trigger yet, but I will. I love He-Man. I grew up on He-Man. Like when I
watched a lot of He-Man too.
When my sister was born, I was 7, and my grandma took me on like a shopping spree to like keep me busy while my sister was being born in the hospital. And that was like one of my big memories of my grandmother, is her taking me to Toys R Us and saying, buy whatever you want. I'm like, I want He-Man and I want all of them. And she bought me like 3 or 4 of them. And yeah, that was one of my biggest loves.
That's
He-Man.
awesome.
And even back then, the He-Man toys cost a bit for the time period. They were pricey then still.
Well, I've been looking for an actual He-Man, and Battle Cat.
Yeah.
And I've been looking for one, and I can't find one for like less than, if you get both of them, like $245. But they were complete.
Dude, I'll send you some links, man. You're doing something wrong at eBay. I'll hook you up, buddy. But I did get my He-Man at a steal, right? I'm like, holy shit! I got mine for $40. He came with all the accessories. His rig was all connected and it worked and stuff. I get him home. I'm like, look, kids, this is awesome. Watch this. Let's put the sword in his hand. And then, like, he instantly drops it. And upon further inspection, I noticed that some goddamn kid had chewed his hand and his hands didn't work. So I spent the next 2 weeks surfing through eBay trying to find another He-Man hand. I had to wind up buying a completely another He-Man just to get another arm, because they just pop right off and interchange.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I still got a really good deal, though. Battle Cat, I won mine in like an auction with the Castle Grayskull. So
now the Battle Cat I've seen for like $40, like complete $40. It's the He-Man, and there's also like a Taiwan version, and I see that one come up a lot.
There are multiple different versions. There's a brown hair that was a cereal giveaway. Yep. Yeah, and then that one's worth thousands of dollars.
Yep.
Wow.
I've been debating on going down the Transformer rabbit hole, like the original Optimus Prime and the original Megatron.
Those are pricey too.
Those are really
super pricey.
range.
Yeah, then they got the Japanese versions of them and stuff that are really cool as well. But I just
buddy
avoided
here,
that rabbit hole.
He had the original Transformers, and he was selling them for like $100+ a figure, easy. He was just putting them on eBay, and they were gone.
Yeah, like I seen the other day, me and Jesse stopped at this random toy store, and I guess it wasn't the other day; it was like a month and a half ago. But time.
Yeah.
And they had the Ewok Village Lego set, and they wanted $500 for it.
Oh wow!
I almost bought it, but I decided not to. That was when Rob was in town, actually. Rob went into the store with us, and they had a bunch of old Transformers and a bunch of really cool old toys in there. And I've been back since, and I should have bought that Lego set, because I called them and I said, will you take $400 for it? And the guy's like, I can't take $400. And then I perused eBay a bunch, and realistically, the cheapest I could find it was $500 on eBay. And then finally I broke down and I said, you know what? Screw it. And I called him and I'm like, do you still have that Ewoks Lego set? And he's like, nope, it's gone. I'm like, crap. So
it saved me $500 waiting.
I know. That's what I told Jesse. I'm like, yeah, we could go spend a good weekend at the beach for what that Lego set cost. But
what's nuts about Legos is, like, as a kid, my parents refused to buy them for me. They were out of, they're just too expensive, out of the price range. And like today, if you don't buy it as soon as it comes out, it's gonna double in price overnight. And nope, you can just forget about getting it, because and even buying from the Lego website, you have to, it's like getting Buffett tickets. Like Jimmy Buffett sells out like that. You have to be there like the day that they go on sale, because some a-hole is gonna go and swoop in, buy all of them, sell them on eBay for double the price, and you can just forget about ever getting any. I was just telling Gary and Jimmy that Lego sets are just like, I mean, they're basically, they're like Bitcoin and all these, investment stuff, because you can go buy a set like Jimmy or Chip was talking about the Death Star. The Death Star now, I think, is like over $1,000. And when it came out, it was like $300-$400. So I mean, I bought one for $400.
Yep.
Wow.
Like the Millennium Falcon, we put that together. I want to get the 85 Batmobile or whatever, 89 Batmobile from the movie.
89. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's like
me
and my kids do all that stuff together. It took us a week to build the Death Star, but it was awesome though.
Yeah. I built Jesse. I bought a Birds of Paradise Lego set. It's basically a plant. It's a Lego plant.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool, and like we've been buying the Lego Speed and the Technic sets. I've got like 25 cars lined up along the mantle out there. All these different cars. Legos are so much fun. Like when Rob came to town, we went to the Star Wars store in the mall, and we went to the Lego store. They got a Nintendo Entertainment System Lego
with a TV.
Yeah.
With a TV.
Yeah.
And like my youngest son, he's been doing Legos. I've been buying him the Mario sets where you build these little Mario levels, and you take Mario, and it makes all the sound effects as he stomps on turtles, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah. And so, like, my son he loves Luigi for some reason. Like, he loves Robin and Luigi. Like, I'm like, what in the hell is wrong with you, son? But so as soon as Luigi came out, he's like, Dad, I gotta have Luigi. So yeah, I bought them, and they're Bluetooth capable, right? And you can sync them up together, and they'll actually have conversations. It's nuts what they can do with Legos today.
Absolutely, it's way cool.
You got to start making the Lego movies. You got to start animating them.
Yeah, that's what you need to do, Slot.
Oh, dude, that would be awesome.
Everything
is some great
stop motion
animated Legos.
Yeah,
especially with all the apps available these days.
What's that?
Especially with all the apps available these days for you to edit with, and
honestly, that is what other than hanging out. I mean, I can hang out and talk and, partake in the community without doing videos.
Yep.
But making the thumbnails and putting your guys' faces on stuff is what I miss the most.
Oh, I miss that too so much.
Right.
I have those apps on my phone still, and I'm still paying for them. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm sure Jimmy's okay with it, but you could still meme us and just put it in our telephone conversation we have going. We didn't tell you to stop.
Oh, yeah, dude, that's one of my favorite things.
I need to get back into being more active because this is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Just hanging out and,
I mean, Jimmy and I were just talking the other day about how you broke up with us and just left us hanging.
Oh, man.
It was so much hotter than you two.
Well, you're always welcome on my channel Saturdays, so on banter.
It's fun. Yeah. Tip's show is fun at Saturday night.
Yeah, I missed Mark's show on Friday because I was just really getting into that.
Yep. Every Friday morning we do Mark, and
Yep. I just need to get back into it. I just got caught up in the whole YouTube thing, and then my personality is weird. Like, I get into something and I go all the way with it, and then I get bored with it.
Yeah.
And then I move on to the next thing. And then I move like comic books. I love comic books still, and I love the TV shows and the movies, but I got really bored of going to the comic book shop and spending money all the time and just putting these books in boxes and doing nothing with them.
Yeah.
That's really what it was.
Yeah. I honestly, I went through a phase like that as well. It's kind of ebb and flow. I mean, it's kind of like, okay, I'm like, no, I'm not going to buy any more comics. I'm going to stop going. Totally stop my pulled box from the local comic shop. Fortunately for me, surgery and all that, I'll help me out with all that. But then after that, I'm like, man, I need to get back into that. So it's kind of like, 4 or 5 month break and then come back into it a little bit and then a little bit break again. And it just kind of bounces around a little bit. But I'm the same way.
Well, I keep going through this where I kind of change what I collect. Like,
I'll,
like instead of getting new books all the time. Yeah. Instead of getting what did I buy the other day? Which they make fun of me for this. I bought these little Road Warrior action figures. It was those ones like it was when they did the action, like Hawk does this thing. Yeah. And then I watched finished watching Lois and Clark, or is it Superman and Lois?
Superman and Lois,
and Steel being on there, I bought a Steel action figure. And then, but I haven't been buying as many new books. I've been looking at older stuff.
Yeah.
And like watching Jerry and Cap and then Rob, like one of the things I like about Rob's channel so much is I love the way that Rob collects.
Mm-hmm.
Like he collects really cool covers, and it's like he does his own thing. It doesn't matter what the popular thing necessarily is. It's whatever Rob digs. But I love the way he collects. And then like he's been getting into a lot of the Golden Age stuff, which I find interesting. And then, watching Jerry's channel is still mind blowing. Like it still smothers me out every time he gets a comic book wet. It almost hyperventilate.
Yeah.
I get all nervous, and when he's doing the pulp and all that. And my favorite thing about, or if we're talking about Rob's channel, my favorite thing about Rob's channel isn't the Star Wars covers. It isn't the Spider-Man covers. I love the sci-fi covers he does on his channel.
Oh yeah, the older
all the Silver Age and Golden Age sci-fi covers.
Yes,
I love that stuff. Like I'm a big fan of Alex Raymond. I love all that old sci-fi goodness. It really speaks to me.
Well, he has a really unhealthy obsession with Mary Jane too, which I dig.
Yeah.
So, and then Joe's got a great eye for covers.
He's got a thing for Namor too.
Yeah, he does. Mary Jane and Namor.
I know that one time that I had to substitute for Chris the comic vet, he showed off like easily 10 years worth of Namor comics. I was like, okay, I get that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They were awesome comic books though.
Between Rob and Taylor, honestly, they're my two favorite sense of humors on YouTube. Yeah. And they both have that dry, sense of humor. I love that type of sense of humor.
And I know
Taylor.
Well, Taylor was
never do a show together, I don't think.
No. Well, Taylor was talking earlier, like nobody watches comic book review. I watch it every week. Like I watch him and I watch Comics Will Break Your Heart because I love how Taylor does his review. It's real, quippy, and I don't know. I love it. Like I love Taylor's entire personality and the way that he reviews the books. And then generally I find that Taylor and I, you probably wouldn't meet two more different people. Like the way that he, the comics he digs, I tend to like. Yeah. Like he's recommended several books that I've picked up and read and I've loved. And I'm like, I would have never read that if it wasn't for Taylor. Like if you're not watching Taylor's reviews, you're missing out. It's phenomenal. It really is.
Yeah. I'm the same way, Jimmy.
About his reviews is the art when he's critiquing the art, because when he critiques the art, it makes you see the art in a different way that you didn't notice it before.
For me, it's about the font, the way he talks about the font, and the way you can read it or you can't read it.
I've never considered that. I've never looked at a book and said, I don't like the way the words are.
Yeah. You know what's so funny is because like when they had Batman That Laughs came out and everything was in red with the white and black, and I was like, I couldn't freaking read the goddamn thing. And I'm like, but I love the comic. And then Taylor started talking about how terrible all these fonts were and this comic and that comic. I'm like, you know what? He's effing right. The hell? Holy shit, he is right. So I love Taylor. Taylor's awesome.
I thought about that too, Chip, because I'm reading this comic right now, which I love. But the only thing that drives me crazy about it is the lettering, and it made me think of Taylor. But it's Midnight Western Theater. And I really am loving this book. It's 5 issues in. It's great. Yeah. But the one guy speaks, and I don't know why they chose this lettering, but you could barely make it out. Like you have to squint at the page to read what he's saying. And the words are really good. They're
I'd go back
really poorly. And the story's great. But I'm like, man, if this part wasn't so frustrating, you could just completely get lost in this without that one distraction.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yep. It's funny. This past Saturday, I was talking with Taylor and the gang, and he was literally the first comic show that I actually ever watched was his. I have no idea how I stumbled onto it, but it was him and DJ were talking, or they were doing a video or something, and I was like, oh wait, this is cool. And then the whole "don't be a dick." I'm like, oh okay, I gotta watch this guy some more, just because at the very end he's "don't be a dick." I'm like, my kind of guy. Let's go.
Well, he was talking about something that's killing the children.
Yeah.
Well, he was talking about something that's killing the children. And you know how the boxes, when you're reading it, how the boxes are kind of all over the place. And he was like, I don't understand why. And I was like, yes, you're right. Because I was like, when you're reading it, that's the word, because that comic's great, right? But when you're reading it, the way those boxes move around, it's kind of confusing sometimes.
Yeah.
And but no, I love his review show. Like I said, that's, everybody's got something cool going on. Everybody's kind of got their own lane. And, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out my lane. And, I like to change it up. And I did the comics on a budget thing this week, which nobody watched really.
I watched and commented.
But but you're Gary B. You comment on everything I do, just like I do you.
Gary B. is like the roadie of YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, but I don't comment on everybody's videos I watch because it's just impossible. Because there's a lot of people, like I'll have Taylor on and stuff in the background while I'm at work, and I can't just pick up my phone and type comments while I'm at work. Because while I'm doing stuff at my desk, I'll just put the phone there and let it play, and I'm listening while I'm either doing the payroll or answering a stupid email about some bullshit that went wrong somewhere that somebody can't fix because they're just too lazy to do it.
That must have happened recently.
Gary B. is my boss.
I'm a fair boss, but I'm a tough boss. If I'm paying you, I just want you to do your job. I don't have to like you. If I like you, that's fine. If I don't like you, that's fine. Either one doesn't matter to me as long as you're doing your job. If you're doing your job, then we'll never have an issue.
You know that Gary B. hulks out on everybody, right? Like, I mean, it is literally he hulks out, and like he hulked out on me and Jason a couple of times off camera, and it was scary, wasn't it, Jason? Like
he wouldn't even grab some phone books and put them on his chair so he could sit up higher and look down on him.
Yeah, like intimidate us.
It's like Short Round in Temple of Doom with like stuff tied to his feet.
Well, Jason's wrong because it's hard to get phone books these days. I had to go buy a stepladder to get it.
Yeah.
And
that's how you know how old we are.
He's got some Pentiums.
Well, you know what's up when he walks away? Well, you know what's up?
Little legs will take me.
When he walks away and comes back with the tank top on and starts doing this, you know it's on. You know it's time.
Oh my gosh, Jimmy!
That was months ago, but that was hilarious. But
that was awesome.
The video with the
tank top since?
Oh man! And I still laugh about y'all calling him a transporter.
It's weird too because like whenever someone like I just started with this new company and this whole service came in and they threatened so I'm setting up how I need this to go. So we're hitting numbers and we're profitable. And this new service that was helping us didn't want any part of how I wanted it done. And you're not. I'm like, you're in my building. I'm your boss. You do it this way, or I'll hire people that will do it this way. And we'll just walk out. You'll do it yourself. I'm like, I'm not scared to do it myself. I've done it myself before. You want to leave? Right there's the door. Goodbye. Yeah. But right
there.
What was that, Jimmy?
He's like,
I don't know. It's where you make your money to support your family. You got to do your job,
Do you guys know a good veterinarian? Because these pythons are sick.
Oh my god! Oh, the dad jokes are coming.
I love it. No, he hasn't wore a tank top since we roasted him.
Yeah.
And then Slot proved what we were saying to be true because he went back and showed the video when Gary B was doing this with the comics.
Look at this comic right here.
Look at this comic.
Yeah.
So here's what they did.
Out of his bicep.
They picked on an old guy that was hot in a tank top, and they just and what it was them picking. It was ageism. Is what it was.
I don't think it was ageism.
Picking on the older guy.
No, I don't really think that's what it was. We were picking on a dude who put on a tank top and flexed while he was doing the video.
It was more flattery, though, right? That's what I was thinking. It was like, wow, that Gary B, what a bod.
I bought a tank top once, like in the last 5 years. I put it on, and I threw that shit right away. I'm like, looking out the body for a tank top.
Oh, dude, and it's been, and you guys got into my head on that too because it was so hot here a couple days, and I started a video and I forgot I had one on, and I stopped the video and went and changed shirts.
Oh my lord!
Her job is done. Her job is done.
Am I eating a mile of shit again from Jimmy and Jason if they see this video?
Got the poor guy over there sweating, doing his
Look,
videos.
I don't have a problem with you wearing a tank top. That is not the thing. But when you flex on purpose,
There was
while
no
you're
flexing.
Slot went back and showed you. You were flexing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He went back and did the replay.
He held the slab like this.
When you do this,
He's
He's like this Conan book right here.
he said, "Check out this book
right there."
If I had one here, I would put it on right now just for you, Jimmy.
I love it.
Oh.
I love it.
Today for Savage Saturday.
Yes,
Right?
exactly. Conan takes on a python.
Right?
We could all pitch in and send Gary B some chainmail.
And so it could hang off my short old body.
I'm so happy right now.
Ageism, Rob. Ageism.
Ageism.
See, Joe's on my
Chainmail
side.
Yeah.
Taylor, it's not as comfortable as you might think. The chafing's horrible.
Yeah.
And you
Gary
get
B's
pinched
got
in a
the
link,
cheapest
it's a bad
cosplay
day.
uniform there is.
He really does.
Right?
He just goes and gets one of those Brillo pads from the dollar store and stretches it out and snaps into it.
Like the old comedy cartoons where it snaps back.
Or he just uses his tank top.
Now, I mean, obviously the tank top worked because Jimmy's paying attention. That's all I got to say.
That cheeks
Right. How could you not?
Yeah.
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 Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
You know what's so weird is I am not a piercing guy.
Here's my comic book.
Yeah.
And then when you do this, yeah.
Yes, my old skinny arms, huh?
No, I'm so happy that he was getting ready to record a video slot, had a tank top on, and he said, "Oh no, that means our job is done." Like we
Jimmy,
did our job.
In his head.
I looked up and I saw myself on the screen to make sure I was talking correctly, and I went,
Oh, that makes me
No,
so
not
happy.
again.
I went,
Yeah, flashbacks in middle
hell
school.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Private.
Oh, it's funny.
Oh, no,
That's
I
good
did,
stuff.
Jimmy. I legit went and changed. I was like,
What'd you say, Slot?
Where's Nick at? I thought you guys promised me Nick.
He was going to watch Shang-Chi, I think.
Yeah, he went to go see Shang-Chi. Yeah.
Cheated
He
on
said
us
he-
for Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
right? Well, that's all right. We can. This isn't going to be the only Suspects Hangout show we do.
No, I'll probably be back. I'll be back for sure next week if Jimmy TikTok dances.
Right?
I'll do it. I don't care.
No.
Well, that's the thing. My girls get frustrated with me, especially if it's like they dance so much that they can learn an 8 count or whatever that's called. Like they can learn a dance like this. Like it takes them no time to pick it up. They have to slow it down and show me 20 times, and so they get frustrated with me and usually send me on my way. But if it's an easy one, then they'll say, "Dad, come do this one. You can do this one with us," because they know I don't care. So I'll do anything.
Yeah, my kid doesn't. I wish my kid wanted to do TikTok videos with me, but now he's like, Dad, I need a car. So
Yeah.
Well,
now I'm getting ready to hit
he
that.
wants to talk to me because he's debating on what kind of car he wants. You know, I'm like, I'm trying to lean him towards a certain kind of car, and he's going the complete opposite direction, like kids will do.
But I think Jimmy's kids are almost that car age. One's that car age.
The
and
oldest
one's
one
close
is.
to it, right?
Yeah. You know what she wants? I said, I've spoiled my children. That when she comes to you and says, "Dad, I want this BMW SUV."
Oh God!
I was
My
like,
son wants the BMW 5 Series or whatever.
"Oh, good Lord!"
Yeah.
Jeez.
I was like, "Are you kidding me, dude?" I'm like, "I think you might want to stick to that Mazda Miata that you were looking at."
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Well, that's what
Five
Rob, what he said there. Like my dad, I mean, he bought me a car but he bought me a car because it was the car that he wanted when he was a kid. And I had a Camaro.
My first car was a Camaro too.
You know, I had an
88 Rally Sport.
I had an 89 Rally Sport and T-tops and the whole thing. And he bought it was like a showroom or like a demo. And he bought it like a year and a half before I ever even come close to getting my license. And but that's what I drove. But when I got the car, but then I had to pay for the insurance. I had to pay for the gas. I mean, I had to pay to drive it. I had to pay for it. But that was the other thing. We were talking about this the other day is back then when you got your permit, you could, the day you turned 16, you could go get your permit.
Yeah.
And you were allowed to drive with another 16-year-old that had their license. Like I legit got my permit, come home. My buddy Clayton comes up. He had just got his license, like just got him. Here's the keys. We just hop in the car and roll. Like, I mean, immediately go out, you know. And I was 16 years old. Now you have to, I think, drive for almost like so many hours. I think in Kentucky, like you have to have so many hours under your belt before you
that's
can
what
actually
it's
get
like
your
in
license.
Virginia. But like as a kid in Alabama, you get your permit at 15, and as soon as you turn 16, you're able to drive.
Yeah, it's 15 here too for a permit, and then 16 for a license. And then I think you have to have someone with a permit. I think you have to have someone 21 or over in the car with you if you're driving with the permit.
And we were 16, and what did we do? Got my permit. We go over to West Virginia, buy beer, and then drive back over. 16 years old. Just got my permit. That's what we did. And, I mean, that's, I don't know, that's just what you did here. There wasn't a whole lot else to do. Drink beer, chew skull, and fight. I mean, that's what we did. Chase girls around.
You guys exactly remember your first cars. I know mine was a Nissan. I don't even remember the type. I just know I wanted a car. I saved. I went and got the car. My dad drove me to get it. I bought the car. It was a stick. I never drove a stick. Got in, never had a problem. Drove it all the way home. Like, oh, this isn't a big deal. And I had that car for a good 3-4 years, but then after that, I was hooked on Nissans. I kept buying Nissans for a while. The only problem with the Nissans is the motors would never stop, but the bodies would fall apart on them back then. Mm-hmm. But I used to.
My first car was a Yugo. You remember that?
Yugo. Yeah, I remember.
Wow.
I can't see you in a Yugo. You're too tall for those.
Dude, I bought it for $50, and then my second car, I was a Ford Fiesta that I paid $75 for, and the Ford Fiesta, when I bought it, had a rod knocking, and we drained all the oil out, and we just ran straight motor honey. And there was this hill out where I lived, and if you went down the hill, it came up to another little hill with the railroad tracks with a stop sign. And we figured out that if you drove down that hill and you didn't stop at that stop sign, your car would catch about 3-4 foot of air. So me and my buddy, we went and got our dad's motorcycle helmets, and we put on these motorcycle helmets, and we got in my Ford Fiesta, and we got to the top of that hill, because that rod was just beating away down that hill, and we ended up in some farmer's field, and that was the last I drove that car.
I'm Jason, and welcome to the next episode of Jackass. Today we're going to go down the cliff. Let's go.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. No, but that was, I mean, that was crazy stuff, man. I said, we used to get out and do, and then we would drive up, and we spent a lot of time up in the hills. Like, it's coal country, so it's strip mine land. And so you could drive up, and we would hang out on strip jobs. I mean, I would take my Camaro up there. Like, we were stupid. Like, we would do whatever. I don't know. Like I said, it's a different time for sure. I drive, like, I have a truck, but I also have a little red, Chevy Sonic.
You and Gary both have a Sonic, don't you?
Do you have a Sonic, Gary?
Every time I see him, I go, there goes Gary and Jimmy.
Yeah. I legit sit in the back seat of that thing.
I just got a new Camaro last week.
Did you really?
Did you?
Yeah.
Pretty cool. No, I have a Z71 pickup that I drive, that I drive around, but then I drive that little red car to work every day. Because I have to drive so much. And I was paying like $100 a week, $150 a week in gas driving that truck. And I paid cash for that little car, and I put like $25 a week gas in it now. So it was, but yeah, it's that's what I tell Ashton she's going to drive. Well, she's 15. She's been driving since she was 14. I mean, you live around here, and most of the cops. Like I said, most of these guys, and so I just let her drive, and she's been driving forever. I told Amy, I said I just want more time in the car with her, than what I'm going to get. So I let her drive.
Can't you guys see the Don paying off the cops?
No, no, there's
like
not
a kingpin in Kentucky.
Yeah, no. I mean, I know them all. I know all those guys. The state trooper that patrols our county lives right off the road here, and
be nice to me, or I won't sell you debt.
That's right. I won't put you in debt.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it's it's fun. Oh, that Camaro, I love that car. Like, I kind of wish I still had it. I don't have it now, but I wish I still had that car.
Mine had been ragged out before I got it. So it was 10 years old when I got it, and it was a piece of garbage, but I loved it so much, and I would just wash it and wax it all the time. It was great. Like, it was in a used car lot, and we passed it all the time. And every time we passed it, I would just be like, "Did you see the Camaro?" And my mom and dad were both like, "Yes, we've seen it 1,000 times." And I came home from school one day, and it was in the parking, at the house, and I was like, "Oh my God!" And awesome. I only got to drive it for like a year and a half. Like, from the moment my dad brought it home, it was just having problems. Like, I had to change out the catalytic converter almost immediately. And so after that, there was no exhaust on it. It just sounded like a pissed off bumblebee. And then the radiator cracked. It was just nothing but trouble. But I loved it so much, and that was my favorite car. So this is my second Camaro that I just recently got. Just been very happy with it.
That's cool.
What year is it?
Very cool.
Is it a new one?
2021.
Nice.
What's your son wanting, Slot? He wants the BMW. Is that the car that he wants?
He wants the BMW. He's got two different cars. He wants a Beamer or he wants a Mazda Miata. Like, I keep leaning toward Mazda Miata because they're cheaper, they're easier to work on.
But aren't they like dangerous, like unsafe?
I don't know. I should probably look that up, huh?
No, you don't
really
worry about it. Don't worry about it. You're fine.
No.
Just rub a little dirt on it. You'll be fine.
I want him to buy I'm a Subaru guy. I like my WRXs. And I like Camaros too. I like my favorite car is the Chevelle. But one day that'll be my my classic fixer upper will be a Chevelle. But until then,
be a GTO Judge.
Yeah.
GTO Judge for me.
That's a nice car as well.
Yeah, I love that Judge car. It's a beautiful ride. I know. Never could figure it out. Jason, he has a Barracuda that he's working on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's nice. Like, he posted a picture the other day of the color that he was thinking about going with.
Green.
Yeah, it was like a greenish color. It was nice. Looks pretty cool. What about you, Chip? You seem like do you like cars?
Yeah, my first car was the 67 Chevy Impala that we two-door that we jacked up the back end of it and put 50Ns on the rear and 60s on the front and threw a 350 Chevy big block in it or a small block in it. And I've been in cars my whole life. So right now I drive a Mustang and motorcycles. So those are my two things right now.
What kind of bike you have?
I have a Yamaha Striker. So it's kind of a cruiser. So nice
cool.
bike. Yeah, little zippy thing for around the neighborhood in the city life. So it's like I do live up north by the Wisconsin border, so I do hear a lot of Harleys coming down road. But
my dad rode a Harley. That's what he liked to ride. He he bought a Super Sport. I think it's called a Super Sport.
Yeah.
What do they call those? It was like the basic
Super Sport.
It was the basic bike, and then he bought one of the Ultra Glides. Is what he ended up with.
Yeah. Sporties. Yeah, that's Super Sport. It's a sport. It's called the Sporty.
I rode it some.
So, yeah.
And I'm too big of a chicken to ride one too much.
Yeah.
I was one
my
down
parents
when I
rode
was in my
Gold
20s.
Wings. They were in a Gold Wing club. They rode all over. They went from Alabama to Canada one time. And so we grew up with motorcycles. My first motorcycle I had at 12. Because in Alabama, you can drive with a motorcycle license at 12. And we rode motorcycles from the time I was 12 all through high school. I got in a horrible motorcycle wreck on Mother's Day, 1998, when I was 18 years old. I broke my wrist and my shoulder. And after I recuperated to get back on a motorcycle, because you're always told, like, if you get thrown off the horse, you got to get right back on it, right?
Yep.
And so I got on my brother's motorcycle, and I tried to go to town, and, like, I was, like, having panic attacks. It's like, nope, I haven't been on – and for like 6 years, I was always on a motorcycle. And then after that, nope, no thanks.
Wow.
I haven't been on a motorcycle since I was 18.
You know, we used to ride dirt bikes
Wow.
all the time. I mean, like we used to ride dirt bikes a lot up in the hills, 4-wheelers, side-by-sides, things like that. We do that a lot.
I miss 4-wheelers.
Yeah. I wrecked them.
3-wheelers before they banned them?
Oh, yeah.
I wrecked a 3-wheeler. No thanks.
Right. Those things are dangerous. I wrecked a dirt bike one time. I had on a pair of shorts. I got in some loose dirt and I laid it over it, and it burnt my leg. Like the muffler burnt my leg all the way up. And it was a weird story, but my dad, his dad passed away while my grandmother was pregnant with him. So because of that, because he had never met or seen his father, he like had these special powers, and like he blew on that burn on my leg and it never hurt. Like it never hurt. Like it was burning like crazy. He blew on it and the pain went away, and I never felt anything else. People used to bring babies to the house all the time. That would have like thrush, and he would blow in their mouth and it would go away. It was weird. Yeah, like he had this thing, and it was something like that. Seventh son. You've heard those kind of things. But it was something like that, where he never met his father. He passed before he was born, and so but people used to bring babies to our house almost every day. And
my great grandfather was a healer like that.
Yeah.
Like home remedies and
mouth.
stuff.
Yeah.
And there's like a family story. Like one time, so my grandfather, it was his brothers. One of them got the clap from this wall in town, and so my great grandfather brewed a tea and said, "He's like, I'll take care of it." He went out, got the stuff, comes back, brews the tea, drinks it. The clap is cured, or whatever STD he got. It was probably like that, or I don't know. Syphilis. So he says, "This is your only warning. If you do it again, you're going to have to go to the doctor. They're going to stick a pin in your dick." Sure enough, he goes out and does it again, and he's like, "Dad, I got it again." So it's like, no, I've done my part. I told you not to mess around with her. You got to go to the doctor yourself. And so what's crazy is like, my great grandfather always, like, it was a family thing that he had inherited that, but none of my grandfather's generation were interested in learning any of that stuff. And so it was just like lost information.
See, now you say that about that guy with the STD, but back in my old tools days when we all worked at the bar together and we would all go out drinking and stuff. And we lived in there were 5 of us that lived in a house, and they called it the pet house because we had a couple parties there.
They had the worst toilet seat.
Yeah, we were out drinking, and my buddy, I'm not going to name him and call him out in the show, but he kept hitting on this girl, hitting all of us. Leave that alone, dude. Leave it alone. Dude, leave it alone. Leave her alone. So he won't, because he didn't have any common sense when he was sober. He had even less when he was drunk. So it's a couple days later. We're all sleeping. So there's one bedroom downstairs. 4 of us are upstairs. And it's in the middle of the night. And all you hear is, "Ah! Wake up." I'm like, "What the fuck are you screaming about?" "It hurts when I pee." "I told you not to fuck her." "That's what you get." And I went he went to the doctor. Sure enough, Kenny.
Yep.
Right up. And
I had friends in the Army wake up. It's like, you wake up and your penis is stuck to the sheet. It's a big problem. You got to just go right to the med bay. And like, dude, who are y'all talking to? I've been very fortunate.
Yeah. How did we get here?
I don't know. Gary V talking about party days.
I say we bring it back to this.
There it is. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
All right, that's
Is that
the
a Sacramento Kings shirt?
It is.
I just lost a little respect for you.
All right.
Well, no, De'Aaron Fox plays for the Kings.
Oh,
they play for
you
Kentucky.
Kentucky players.
It's a De'Aaron Fox shirt, is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the one. Nina, the Pinta, the Santa, Maria. Yeah, and then
But that's not dancing, Jimmy. That's just you waving your hands.
No, you didn't see the first part. Chip, play that again.
All right, Gary, pay attention, goddammit.
Tell him, Chip.
I gotta wait till it gets to the beginning because you can't rewind these damn
said
things.
a naughty word.
Look at those moves.
Are you bobbing for apples?
Absolutely.
Why aren't you doing it in a tank top?
Because I don't need to show off my guns, Gary B. There's enough sexiness right here.
Oh, there's some other jokes in there I'm going to leave alone.
We went
Have
from
you all
talking
seen
about
this?
cars to STDs.
Put up Taylor's comment there, the ivermectin comment. There, that is actually, like, I don't get that either, Taylor, because, like, there's people going to, like, Tractor Supply and buying ivermectin for horses.
Yeah.
Right. What is it?
It's something that's supposed to be like a COVID treatment. Yeah.
It's heartworm medicine for dogs and for, and people are basically taking it thinking it's going to help with COVID.
Yeah, the ones that they're getting at Tractor Supply are for horses. Like this, they have one for horses. And it's the horses brand. I'm like, what are people thinking?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yep. Heart guard. Exactly.
Okay,
yep.
heart guard. It's so crazy. I'm like, what is going on?
I'm the only dumb one on the show that didn't know what it was.
Yeah, no, it is. It's pretty crazy. I don't quite understand.
You don't watch the news, Gary, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, Stay away from that.
Yeah, stay away from it. Yeah.
Yeah, just depress you, man.
Nothing
crazy.
good comes out of watching the news. Ask Jesse. I watched the news for 5 minutes. Next thing you know, I'm running through the house ranting and raving about something.
I was on Fable's show like 2 weeks ago, and he's like, "Hey, are you up on current events?" I'm like, "We're talking about like in Afghanistan and shit." And he's like, "No, the Spider-Man trailer." And I was like, "Oh yeah, that's much better to talk about."
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's
really,
funny.
Joe Rogan's what's wrong with Rogan? Go back to Fear Factor, Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Now there is, my understanding is there is an ivermectin that you can get at a pharmacy that's actually made for a human. It's the one that is for horses that concerns me, or for dogs that concerns me. Like,
yeah.
The thing is the logic doesn't make sense with people. They won't take something designed for a human. They'll take something designed for an animal that doesn't fit your physiology at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the part that concerns me a bit.
Makes no sense.
That can't be safe for you. I'm going to take animal medicine instead. Yeah, that's the ticket. It's like that.
Makes no sense, but might as well just take away the Punisher symbol.
Right. Uh-oh, we're back.
Exactly. We're back.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Hey, boys, I hate to run, but my daughter is needing some help with some math homework, and so I'm going to have to go do that real quick.
Why is she asking you?
Yeah.
Right.
She's asking her mom.
Yeah, well, her mom teaches English and language arts, and so that's no help at all. And I'm going to go in here and struggle and reteach myself how to do math. So.
Well, that's okay, because we have been going for over 2 hours. So why don't we do a quick wrap up? Because I have to work in
4 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ended on STDs and wrapping it up.
Yeah. Sounds good.
But no, this is, 2 hours went by quick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
I agree.
It's been great hanging out with you guys. Well, Jason, you've been back on for a while. Why don't you start out the goodbyes, bud?
Well, as soon as dude, I am willing to come on anytime that I don't have previous engagements on Thursdays. I miss you guys. I miss everybody. I got Rob's show coming up here next Tuesday, I want to say, and we're going to be discussing all the different Robins. And I hear we have a special guest coming on, Batman. So stay tuned for that.
Awesome.
Yeah. So anytime you want to have me back on, the usual suspects, just let me know, because this was fun.
You're always welcome because we can always do this format and have a couple of us on. Chip, what you got?
Yes. Hi. Well, I don't have an STD, so that's good. So basically, Saturdays evening, 7 to whenever. Usually, I'm doing a banter session, comics and coffee, some new comic book stuff, some new Star Wars. The latest addiction for me is these damn Black series.
Those are nice.
God,
those are nice.
They are nice. They are real nice, but
you can't watch tomorrow's show or else you're gonna want to.
I'm telling you, he's terrible. He's the worst. But that's it. Yeah. So anybody wants to come on, the banter is open to everybody and anybody. So it doesn't matter whether you're in this chat or in this group or not. Just come on now or hang out. Let's talk.
Mr. Caps, sir.
All right, well, I'm Kenny Caps from Caps on Comics, and I do unboxings, I do giveaways, I do first appearances and evolutions, and I talk about different kind of comic books and their first appearances and even the differences between one grading company and another. All right, you can find all that on my show. That's Caps on Comics. I've also never been on Rigged. I've never been on In the Hot Seat or 10 Questions, and I will see you in the next video.
You have been interviewed on my channel one-on-one, though.
Yeah, that is true. That was awesome.
Yeah, but he's saying that sucked, and he wants to be on a real channel. He wants to be on a real show.
Man, that was like I say, that was freaking professional. What the hell, Kenny? Jeez, holy shit!
Yeah, I had to nail down a closing thing. I've been on a lot of interviews, and so it's best to just have things memorized.
Well, yeah. Super ass here's got to get going. So we'll let him say goodbye.
Oh, I don't even know what I got coming up. Let's see. I do have. Well, I'm not sure what the next 10 questions is. I do have somebody scheduled, but I forgot that Kentucky plays this weekend. That's the most important thing to me right now. Is college football season and the Bluegrass is starting. Headed to Kroger Field on Saturday to watch the Cats whip up on Louisiana Monroe. I cannot wait because we didn't go last year because of COVID. We just rolled our season tickets to this year, so I'm going to that. But right now the scheduled guest is Comic Foo. That'll be the next person on 10 questions, so I think that'll be fun. Then we'll do the first appearances, key issues on Tuesday, the new series, comics on a budget on Wednesday, and then I'll do Mystery Box Monday, but I'm not sure what I'm going to open yet. I've got 3 or 4 boxes on the way, and it's just really whatever gets here first, I guess. So, that's what I got going on.
Your 1,000.
Oh yeah, road to 1,000 subs. That's going on. I think I don't even know what I'm at right now. Let's look and see. But yeah, there's a playlist. You can go on my channel. There's a playlist. Rob Fatstacks has a playlist too. Chip, do you have a playlist on your channel?
I do.
Yeah, so you can go there, watch all the videos that were done, and once we get to 1,000 subs, then we will have a party. I'm at 949 right now. So,
when you hit 1,000, I want to offer up a giveaway for you.
Cool.
Absolutely. I will sponsor a giveaway.
You can give me something any day you want to, buddy.
Sounds good.
That's right. He's got a whole house full of vermectin. He's not scared.
Yeah.
On my channel, I got something barbaric coming up, and that is it.
When don't you?
I'm a very niche guy. All right, I do one thing.
No. But you do it very well.
Yeah, you do it well. I love Savage Saturdays. If you're not watching Savage Saturdays, and I say that with all, I give Gary a hard time, but I love Savage Saturdays because I don't read a lot of those books, and Gary does a really good job, describing what the story is, and so it has piqued my interest. And I mean, I actually started reading Black Cat and Black Widow. I've started reading some of those because of Gary B. Yeah, they are good. And
the writing is really good by Jed McKay and Kelly Thompson.
It's really, as far as the Marvel series go, it's one of my favorite things that I've read. A lot of Marvels kind of bored me, but they're really pretty good. And I'm going to check out I'm going to read some Conan because I love it when Gary does those Savage Saturday reviews. I think those are awesome.
And
I agree.
On the way out, I just want to thank the chat. We had a great chat going tonight. Thank you guys for watching the show. Thank you for joining all of us. Thank you for helping us welcome Slotted Up back into the mix here. Man. Yeah. And until next time, guys, keep it casual. Awkward ending, awkward ending.